Hi there. Are you looking for a calm space to find in this turbulent world? Are you looking for more love, more peace, and more abundance in your life? Do you want to wake up each day with greater purpose and feel more fulfilled? If you are, then CSLNJ is the place for you. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming community has created a safe space for all to come and be uplifted. I hope you enjoy watching. And if you like what you see, please visit us at cslnj.org.
There's a feeling of expansion in my chest. There's a knowing that this day will be my best. There's a quiet voice that speaks above the rest. It's spirit rising. There's a rumble in the earth beneath my feet. There's a knowing that I'm perfect and complete. There's a light in me that darkness can't defeat. It's spirit rising. Untie the ties that bind you. Let spirit just unwind you. Let the light remind you of who you are. Surrender to the feeling. Spirit is revealing. Freedom has no ceiling. Yes, you'll go far. You'll go far. You'll go far. There's a tingle in the space around my heart. There's a knowing that I'm a part. What? There's a joy that my new life's about to start. It's spirit rising. A joy that my new life's about to start. Spirit rising. 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 Spirit rising in me, lifting me up, setting me free. Spirit rising in me, lifting me up, setting me free. Yeah, spirit, spirit rising in me, lifting me up, setting me free. Spirit rising in me, lifting me up, setting me free. Rising in me, lifting me up, setting me free. Lifting me up, spirit rising, rising in me, setting me free, setting me free. Spirit rising in me, lifting me up, setting me free. Yeah, spirit rising in me, lifting me up, setting me free. Good morning.
Yes, good morning once and all, everybody. I thank you all for braving the weather to be here today.
All right.
To paraphrase Ferris Bueller, how could I be expected to handle Sunday celebration on a day like this? My name's Brian Pietkowski. I am your host today, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, where we are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime, and that you are the architect of your life, and that it is never too late to know true happiness. And I'd like to thank the following people, and that would be our meditation host, Neil Pinkman, and our practitioner of the day, Reverend Neil Pinkman, our spiritual director, Reverend Neil Pinkman, and our co-host of the Zoom over here, Reverend Neil Pinkman. And of course, Joe, who's commanding our Zoom, and Ty, our musicians, our choir, Brannis for being here this morning. And I'm welcoming our first-time people, so if you're a person for the first time, welcome. So, all right. And speaking of Ty and Richard and Clive, I will turn it over to you for our chant, and Reverend Neil will give us our opening treatment.
So as always, we invite you to close your eyes or open them. Either way, allow the words to wash over you. The spirit of the song and the service today to envelop you, to carry you into that beautiful place, remembering who you are, whose you are, and even why. You, we. I am God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. I'm just getting so involved in my own world right now that the songs that I write are not coming through my brain. So we'll start again. That's a lovely thing to be able to start again, like we do every single morning when we wake up. I am God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love, the manifestation of God's inspiration. I am God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love, the manifestation of God's inspiration. You are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love, the manifestation of God's inspiration. We are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love, the manifestation of God's inspiration.
I am God's gift. The gift from God is life. And the gift is to be able to experience His life in its fullness, in His richness, in every single way. This is the incredibly wonderful gift that we have right here of being able to sit together, to feel together. The gift of feeling in every way, the fullness of it. It's a privilege. Even when those feelings are uncomfortable, I thank God for it. And what I know is that we are a unique expression of this divine one mind, this creative intelligence. And I know that we are here, and as we have been placed here, we are placed here to serve each other. And by doing so, that is how we live this full expression of this one mind that I call God. I know that as we look around, we see God in the eyes of every single person we meet. And we honor that. We honor it no matter what path they are on. No matter what it is theirs to do or how to express it. And I know that right here today in this community, that is how and why we come together. So I know this love for everyone. I express it, I share it, and I allow everyone around me to feel it. The gift from God is an ability to serve and serve others. I bless this community. I bless this teaching and all of those who help participate to come together to love and support each other. And in that knowing, there's an enormous gratitude. And in that gratitude, I surrender these words. I release them to the power and the presence, the love and the law that has already said yes, that always says yes. And please join me in saying, and so it is.
We, you, I. We are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. You are God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. I am God's gift, present of mind, a unique expression of God's love. The manifestation of God's inspiration. I am God's gift.
Oh, wasn't that gorgeous? Absolutely. Amen, and so it is. All right. It is time once again, being August, for our August affirmation, which you have in your programs and those who are online have in your chat. So please read along with me. I live in the yes of life. There are no limitations on what I can create in my life, and there are no limitations on my enjoyment of life. I am free to be whatever I want to be, and however I choose to express the all of me. I know this truth for myself and for all others. We are free to be, and so it is. All right. And speaking of free to be, we are free right now to greet one another with warm feelings and loving embraces and hugs and however we choose to do so.
Oh, there's everybody.
I don't know how to use this. But you guys got the message. Okay. So now it is time to do our peace practice. And of course, as always, it is ours to hold the peace for the world at a time. I don't know if there's ever a time where we didn't need peace in the world. Amen. You know, we always say we need it now more than ever, but I think since the dawn of time, we've always needed it. So let us just continue to hold that peace, to be the peace, to know that peace. And I like to do it, I think, a little bit differently than others. So I'm going to ask you to follow along with me. I am the peace I choose to see.
I am the peace that I choose to see.
I know this peace for my family.
I know this peace for my family.
My family knows this peace for my community.
My family knows this peace for my community.
My community knows this peace for my country.
My community knows this peace for my country.
And my country knows this peace for the world.
And my country knows this peace for the world.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. And Neil's going to do our reading.
We're happy about that.
Bet you all thought I was going to pick up that textbook, didn't you? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Now I just got to figure out where I am, what I'm doing. You know, this reading is actually from one of my favorite pieces, which is the Sermon by the Sea. Ernest Holmes' Sermon by the Sea. If you haven't read it lately, read it. It's fantastic, you know. And as an aside, when I picked it up, I noticed all these yellow highlights. The last time I used this particular version that I have here, which is probably pronoun-corrected version, these are all highlighted in yellow because I used them when we had Reverend Michelle's retirement party. Which reminded me, I don't know if you know this or not, but our own Reverend Dr. Michelle just received an award. Yeah. The Centers for Spiritual Living SOAR retreat, which they do every other year, is up in Banff, Canada. Got a lot of F's up there. Probably more directed to us these days. And but she was given an award, and it was great because this conference is not being telecast anywhere on Zoom or anything. But fortunately, we know people that could FaceTime it for me. And, you know, we are who we are because of her. And many other people, don't get me wrong, it's not just her. But they gave her the award not only for her publishing, which it was, because of the success of her publishing has been fantastic, and it's brought some recognition to the teaching, and they appreciate that. So they gave her that, but they also gave it to her for her 25 years of service to the organization in so many different ways, and continuing to do that even though she's not at the pulpit right now. You know, so she was able to slough off all those duties she didn't want to do on some poor sucker who likes to dress in pink so that she could be free to do her thing. And I'm glad that I said yes, because she's doing it extremely well. And it's, you know, you might see posts on Facebook or whatever, but it was very touching. Very touching, the whole presentation, and was really wonderful. So thank you, Reverend Dr. Michelle. Toni today, in Technicolor, is going to talk to us about having something to stand for, right? Isn't that the general gist of it? And that's what triggered in my mind what Ernest Holmes said. It would be wonderful indeed if a group of persons should arrive on earth who were for something and against nothing. This would be the summum bonum of human organization, wouldn't it? It is in the life of the individual. Find me one person who is for something and against nothing, who is redeemed enough to not to condemn others out of the burden of their soul, and I will find another Savior, another Jesus, and an exalted human being. Find me one person who no longer has any fear of the universe or of God or of humans or of anything else, and you will have brought to me someone in whose presence we may sit, and fear shall not vanish as clouds before the sunlight. Find me someone who has redeemed their own soul, and they shall become my Redeemer. Find me someone who has given all that they have in love without morbidity, and I will have found the lover of my soul. Is this not true? Why? Because they will have revealed to me the nature of God and proved to me the possibility of all human souls. Find me one person. Thank you.
Wow. Everybody's letting that sort of marinate, huh? You kind of feel that? That's a good one. Neil said that Reverend Michelle has done a great job, but so has Neil. All right. So I don't know why you're sitting, because that's not what we do here. I expect to see you standing. Taking responsibility for my life as I should. Things started getting out of hand, drama everywhere. Then I decided to give God a try, and now I'm prepared to make my life, make your life an act of do, yeah. Spirit will lead you when you give it to God. Act of faith, yeah, surrender all. Oh, Spirit will lead you. Give it to God. Now, you know this technology. I love technology, don't you? Second verse. Screen went dark. Can't help that. Okay, I'm ready to come in. You ready? I love it. Here we go. Now that I'm living the principles, I can say it's all good. Every challenge that comes my way, I handle it as I should. My mind, my body, my spirit are all functioning as one. Now my heart is open wide to give and receive unconditional love. An act of faith. Yes, surrender all. Spirit will lead you when you make your life an act of faith. Yes, surrender all. Spirit will lead you. Give it to God. You affirm it. Then you believe it, then you claim it, and then you will affirm it, believe it, claim it, achieve it, affirm. Achieve it, make your life an act of faith. Yes, surrender all. Spirit will lead you when you give it to God of faith. Yes, surrender all. Oh, Spirit will lead you. Give it to God.
I'm always in awe of the synchronicity that we experience. Always in awe of it. And it's just my little assurance, my affirmation from Spirit. Today's talk is about being a quiet stand. A quiet stand. Don't talk, don't shout, just be. Being a stand means living something. Being, doing, being consistent, being committed, making it an integral part of your everyday life. It means it's who you become if you're not already it or now. If you're not already it already. It's you becoming who you are, what you intend, what you desire, who you really are. It's personal. Nobody has to know about it. Nobody has to understand it. Nobody has to approve it. Nobody has to agree with you. It's between you and Spirit. Whatever your understanding of your higher power is, it's between you and that higher power. So our talk today is about beingness. It's about the journey of being an expression of the divine. So I came into this teaching religious science because I wanted to self-actualize. I wanted to be able to create the life that I wanted to live in and change some of the things I was experiencing that were not all right with me. And I became a practitioner because I wanted to support other people in doing the same thing. I wanted them to know it was possible. I do not mind saying when I came into the teaching, I was desperate to learn how to do it, because I just felt like life just wasn't good. I toned that down a little bit. I want to read to you from the Science of Mind, and lately I've been using the Complete Science of Mind. So I say that so you're aware of the reference of the page numbers. So that is the original 1927 textbook and the 1938 textbook combined, okay? There is a universal mind, spirit, intelligence that is the origin of everything. It is first cause. It is God. This universal life and energy finds an outlet in and through all that is energized and through everything that lives. That means you and me. There is one life back of everything that lives. There is one energy back of all that is energized. This energy is in everything. There is one spirit back of all expression. That is the meaning of the mystical saying, in him we live and move and have our being. Page 312. Within us, then, there is a creative field which we call the subjective mind. Around us, there is a creative field which we call subjective. One is universal, the other is individualized. But in reality, they are one. There is one mental law in the universe, and where we use it, it becomes our law because we have individualized it. We must say that all thought is creative according to the nature, impulse, emotion, or conviction behind the thought. Thought creates a mold in the subjective, the subconscious, in which the idea is accepted and poured and sets power in motion in accordance with the thought. It's a mouthful, but that's our teaching in a nutshell, is it not? The thing that attracted me to religious science was the fact that they said it was scientific, that I could test it, I could prove it. It was either going to work or it wasn't. If it's a principle, if it's a law, it's going to work. And what that meant to me is that I would have some power and influence and control over my life. I could create the life that I wanted to live, that I dreamed about, those miracles that Reverend Neil mentioned earlier. And so I'm very attracted to Greg Brayton. Greg Brayton is a scientist, and he's a scientist that talks often about the quantum field. Okay, so I'm going to give you my interpretation of the quantum field. It's very simple, okay? Oneness. That's it. Greg Brayton says that everything already exists in the universe, in life. It's all there, and we're in it. And we have the ability through our thought, feeling, through our choice, through our focus, to reach into what he calls the quantum soup and pull out what we specifically want to manifest. Now, there's far-reaching implications in this that we won't even get into today. It's just like really, really deep. But he talks about beginning with the outcome in mind. Nothing new to us, right? We've heard it before, okay? I have to say, though, that for me, I'm not going to speak for you guys. And if it's not true for you, you come up and tell me later, because then I'm going to ask you some questions and learn some things for you, okay? But for me, that's been the big challenge. When I don't have an experience of something, being able to start from that experience. If you have a reference point, it's easier. If you have no reference point, for me, it's a little more challenging. Okay? So, Greg Brayton shares a couple of his experiences. So he goes around the world, right? He's a scientist, he's a researcher. He goes around the world and he tries to find evidence for the spiritual principles that he believes in and that he talks about, that he writes about, that he teaches about, okay? There is one, I know I have mentioned it before, but I think it is such a perfect example and such a beautiful teaching tool for us about how to start with the end result in mind and how to totally immerse ourselves in that experience. So I want to share it with you. Please forgive me for reading again, but it's just so powerful. I need these for the little print. So this is from one of his books, The Isaiah Effect. Listen, this book has given me as much agita as The Science of Mind. Understanding it, working with it. This was supposed to be a quick read. Not. Okay. So he is, that's the wrong one. That's later. Sorry. So he's in the Southwest, I think in Mexico somewhere, and he's with a native friend, and the native friend says to him, you know, come, go with me, right? And so they go someplace into the desert, and they keep going, and there's nothing there. And he's like, why are we here? There's nothing here. And his friend says, exactly for that reason. It's you, me, spirit, the earth, and the forces. So they go to this spot, which this guy knew well where it was, and Greg notices that there's a medicine wheel there, okay? And his friend goes to the medicine wheel, right? And he walks around the medicine wheel, and when his friend turns around, Greg notices that his eyes have been closed and that he perfectly walked this medicine wheel without touching a stone, without disturbing anything, okay? And he says that his friend opens his eyes and comes back and says, let's go, our work is finished here. And Greg was like, I thought you were going to pray for rain. No, I said that I would pray rain, he replied. If I had prayed for rain, it could never happen. So Greg says, that afternoon, the weather changed, and he's looking at the news, and, you know, the cold front comes down here, and this goes here and there, and everything goes into place. Everything shifts, and it starts pouring rain. It starts pouring rain, and there's flooding, and, you know, because the earth is so dry that it can't even absorb the water. So there's flooding, okay? And then it keeps raining, and then finally, gradually, you know, the earth starts to absorb the rain, but the roads have been washed out, and Greg says everything is a mess. There are homes and fields that are flooded, and it's, and David says to him, his friend says, that's part of the prayer that he hasn't figured out yet. So, at some point, he says, I came to pray rain. When I was young, our elders passed on to me the secret of prayer. The secret is that when we ask for something, we acknowledge what we do not have. Continuing to ask only gives power to what has never come to pass. Did you get that? The path between man and the forces of this world begins in our hearts. It is here that our feeling world is married to our thinking world. In my prayer, I began with the feeling of gratitude for all that is and all that has come to pass. I gave thanks for the desert wind, the heat, and the drought, for that is the way of it until now. It is not good. It is not bad. It has been our medicine. Then I chose a new medicine. I began to have the feeling of what rain feels like. I felt the feeling of rain upon my body. Standing in the stone circle, I imagined that I was in the plaza of our village, barefoot in the rain. I felt the feeling of wet earth oozing between my naked toes. I smelled the smell of rain on the straw and mud walls of our village after the storms. I felt what it feels like to walk through fields of corn growing up to my chest because the rains have been so plentiful. The old ones remind us that this is how we choose our path in this world. We must first have the feelings of what we wish to experience. This is how we plant the seeds of a new way. From that point forward, our prayer becomes a prayer of thanks. Thanks. Do you mean for what we have created? Greg asked. No, not for what we may have created. No, not for what we may have created, David replied. Creation is already complete. Our prayer becomes a prayer of thanks for the opportunity to choose which creation we experience. Through our thanks, we honor all possibilities and bring the ones we choose in this world. I just thought that was so powerful that I really wanted to read it. It so aligns with the science of mind teaching. And for me, Greg Brayton provides scientific proof of things because he's gone out in the world and done the research, okay? I'm a science of mind practitioner. I have been for years. I am constantly learning and adjusting the way that I pray. There's a minister friend of mine that calls it fine-tuning. Well, I'm one kind of fine-tuning gal. It's all I can tell you because I'm constantly learning and adjusting things. And so I want to point out, because our teaching is very heady, the people who originated our teaching, Ernest Holmes and all those other people that were around at the time, they were really intelligent, really smart, The thing I love about what Greg does is he focuses more on the feeling. It is a combination of the two. So he's involved in this heart math, I'll call it a philosophy for want of a better word, and forgive me not knowing exactly. but he's involved in this, and they've done all of this research about the heart and the fact that the heart is its own center. It's its own brain and has its own level of intelligence. It is an electrochemical magnetic force, okay? And when it combines with the brain, this is when manifestation happens, okay? When the feeling empowers the thought, that is when manifestation happens. And so he has a couple of other examples that are really inspiring. He does this whole thing, and this is not about Greg Brayton. This is about what he's discovered and how it can inform us and how it can empower us. And so he went to Tibet, one of my favorite places. I haven't been yet, that I want to go. And he had the opportunity to interview these monks, and one in particular. You know, these folks have been here on the planet in their schools and their monasteries for centuries, doing spiritual practices, and their focus is on being in peace in the world and being a support for peace in the world. And he asked one of them, of course it was a translator, but he asked one of them, what is happening when the monks pray? Like, what are they doing? What's going on inside of them? And he went through like 5 or 6 questions before he got to it, but the final answer that he got to was feeling. That all of the mudras that they do, the mantras that they chant and everything is to create the feeling of something in the body, okay? So one other one I want to share with you and tell you about. For sure, the person that you and I are aware of, and I say person in quotes, that you and I are aware of, that most of us in the world are aware of and have been exposed to, who really learned how to use spiritual law and work it on command, was Jesus. So Jesus turned water to wine. Jesus walked on water. Jesus fed thousands from a few loaves and fishes. Jesus rose people from the dead. He healed the sick and caused the blind to see again. And he rose himself after dying and ascended. And most of us don't ever even think that there's really a possibility of us creating those kinds of miracles. We just want to improve our lives, you know. But I think it's a really, really powerful example, which is why Jesus is all throughout our textbook. And so another thing that Greg Brayton did that he shares that I think is really important is he points out that the actual scripture in the Bible about how to create that was in the Gospel of Thomas was removed. Okay? There were 2 sentences removed that were so powerful. You know, and those 2 sentences had to do with being what it was that you wanted to create. You see the thread here. So he has some videos online. I invite you to go look at some of them. And one of the things I so appreciate and love about him is that he's a scientist. He gives you proof. Okay, and so he's in China somewhere, I think, and these let me look so I say it properly. These Qigong monks. This is on the Missing Link series, which is on Gaia. You can also find it on YouTube. Okay? These Qigong masters are performing quantum healing. And what he says is that they're reaching into the quantum field. So these practitioners are attuned with human energy and they're attuned with quantum energy. There's a lady there who has a tumor, okay? There's a sonogram and they're recording the sonogram. You see on the sonogram the tumor in her body. And in 2 minutes and 41 seconds, you see it disappear. Mic drop. So, all I got to say is I wish I'd had some of this in the 70s when I started this teaching, okay? Because I've been through a journey, okay? Rumi says that you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. So here I am. I've been in this teaching since the 70s. I came into this teaching because I wanted to change my life. I wanted to create the life that I wanted to live in. I've been blessed. I've done a lot of things, but there's still stuff I'm working on and trying to figure out and trying to get clear on. And so you see this process of being a stand is really being a stand for spirit, allowing spirit to move through us and work through us and getting ourselves out of the way as best we can. I said as best we can because I just want to say that sometimes it's not easy. I just want to put that out there. I'm not affirming it, but we're just speaking facts here right now, okay? And so I've mentioned before, and I'm sure you have, sometimes we get a lot of flack for being in this teaching. And that's one of the reasons I said it's nobody's business. It's between you and spirit, you know, and it's your journey, and we do the journey the best that we can. But being a stand means living it. It means being totally committed to it and doing whatever we can. And so that's what we do in this teaching. Ernest Holmes, in that speech, that the sermon, what is it? Sermon by the Sea. I should know that. Thank you. Which I love it. We probably need to. Thank you. He says that we need to be open at the top. Why? Because spirit is infinite. And new things are always being revealed, created, born out of the oneness, out of that quantum soup. And we are a part of that. You know, and I'm going to say this, it sounds, honestly, it's really so simple. It's really so simple. The challenge is the programming we've had, the domestication that we've had that runs on automatic, that we need to get out of the way. That's the stuff in ourselves that we need to get out of the way. Okay? Because the truth is, if this divine presence is expressing through me, there isn't anything I can't be, do, have, experience. I am bad. That's the truth. And so, being a stand for it is being committed to living it, no matter what. Okay, let's take this into treatment. And so what I affirm for each one of us now is that within this divine intelligence, call it God, call it spirit, call it creator, whatever you call it. Within this divine intelligence, each one of us receives the awareness, receives the truth that any and everything is possible, that any and everything is available to us. And so I affirm for each one of us here that there is a shift in our awareness. There is a shift in our ability to see this truth, to experience this truth. I affirm for each one of us that there is an opening within our individualized spirit to allow the presence of God to express more fully, more completely, more deeply, more truly, that anything that might be in the way, no matter how old, no matter how deep, no matter how strong, it is let go of, erased, dissolved, neutralized, and returns back to the soup. It's no longer needed. I declare and affirm with this word that the love that is this presence is what each of us attracts, is what each of us calls forward, is what each of us pulls into our awareness, into our consciousness, into our spirits, into our beingness. And that love reverberates and unfolds no matter what else is in the soup, no matter what else is going on in the world, because the truth is the soup is God. It is all God. And God is love. God is power. God is goodness. God is perfect. And therefore, so are you, and so am I. And so the challenges, the problems just fall away as each of us chooses to be a stand for the divine expression in this life. That's it. It's that simple. And so I simply release this word into the law, knowing it's already so. Please close with me. And so it is.
God is me, and I am God. I am God, and God is me. I find myself whenever I remember I have no fear. Whenever I remember God is me, and I am God. I am God, and God is me.
much peace whenever I remember. God is me, and I am God. Oh, I am God, and God is me. There's only one whenever I remember, and one is love whenever I remember, and love is me whenever I remember God. Whenever I remember God, whenever I remember God, whenever I remember, ooh, God.
Always a blessing to have you here, Brannis. Thank you. Thank you. And speaking of thanks and gratitude, this is the time where we give thanks and we give gratitude, and we do so through sharing of our own abundance, tithing back to where we are spiritually fed in our affirmation, conscious giving affirmation. And there are many ways to give to our community, ways that are listed in your order of service and in your chat and in your emails that you always get twice a week, which you always read thoroughly, I'm sure. And so read along with me. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And there are some opportunities that are coming up, and some that are, I believe, present already. Next week, Sunday, August 17th, we will be on Zoom only. So don't come here to B'nai Kashet unless you want to sit in your car and log on to Zoom on your phone. And next week, Reverend Neil will reveal the true spiritual meaning of LOL. So that's next week. Support our InReach program. Your community needs your help now. The CSL&J InReach program was started years ago so that we would be able to support members of our community that needed some financial assistance. It has worked very well. We've been able to help a number of our members get through some very challenging times. And right now, we need to build that resource back up so that we can continue to help our members. So please help support our members by making a donation to our InReach program. There's a link in the chat. Is there a link in the order of service, Neil? I haven't looked at that, but there's a link in the newsletters. So check that out. All right. Living Fully Now, Purpose, Presence, and the Power of Here. That is the follow-up to the Immortality with Reverend Neil coming in September. You can register for that now. Activate SOM, Essentials for a Brilliant Life. Something different. This is a Monday morning class. Reverend Michelle will be teaching the essentials like no one else, because that's what she does. And if you want a brilliant life, start here and now. Sign up for that class. It's always a treat. Get my pun? Anyway. And speaking of Reverend Michelle, she is also doing Spiritual Living Insights. These are 90-minute workshops on the main points, focused from some of the books that you are interested in. August 16th, the workshop will be on You're a Badass, and on September 13th, it will be on the book Learning to Trust Yourself. And there are links in the newsletters and in the chats and yada, 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 yada. And before we turn it over to our final song from Ty and Brannis, and I'm going to emphasize the final song from Ty, at least for a while. For about 6 months at least, we're gonna say good luck, have fun as you go on another excursion to Japan for 6 months. Welcome, and we're gonna miss you, and we're gonna look forward to you coming back, and have a fantastic trip. Lots of fun.
I intend to do exactly that.
I know you will. And thank you, yes. TY, TY is the abbreviation for thank you. Enjoy.
Yeah, so pack up.
We'll get to see him in February, then he'll leave again. So not quite 6. Yep.
Just a little shy. Yeah. So while you're standing, no, we want to go out with a little groove. So, you can't sit in your seats with that. So thank you for that, Brian. Thank you so much. And thank you all. And, as quickly as these months have already gone, it'll be like tomorrow and I'll be back. All right. Because we expect miracles around here, don't we? One more time. That feels good. Here we go.
I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle.
One more time, I expect
a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle.
Now please consider
a life without knowing a miracle already is. You know it's already here. Your wishes and hopes become a miracle for me. I expect a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle. I receive a miracle right now. A miracle today. A miracle.
to believe here are miracles, miracles for me. Because I do know as worthy I am what I am, and I am His God. The miracles unfold. I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. Consider a life where I'm knowing a miracle already is. How knows already here. Your wishes and hopes become a miracle for real. I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. Oh, oh, today, today. When? Today, not tomorrow. Today, right now. Today, today, yeah, yeah. Today, today, today. Happy Sunday, happy every day. Hey. Thank you, Brandis.
And the Univoice Choir, thank you. At the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.